ಗುರುಗಳಾಜ್ಞೆಯಂತೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಗೀತಾ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. ಗುರುವೇ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕಾನಾಂ ಭಿಷಜೇ ಭವರೋಗಿನಾಂ ನಿಧಯೇ ಸರ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಾಂ ಶ್ರೀ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಸದಾಶಿವಸಮಾರಂಭಾಂ ಶ್ರೀಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯಮಾಂ ಅಸ್ಮದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಪರ್ಯಂತಾಂ ವಂದೇ ಗುರುಪರಂಪರಾಂ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಿರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಾಯ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಹಾಸರಸ್ವತ್ಯೈ ನಮಃ. ವಸುದೇವಸುತಂ ದೇವಂ ಕಂಸಚಾಣೂರಮರ್ದನಂ ದೇವಕೀ ಪರಮಾನಂದಂ ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ವಂದೇ ಜಗದ್ಗುರುಂ. ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಪರಮಾನಂದಮಾಧವಂ. ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತೀಂ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ತತೋ ಜಯಮುದೀರಯೇತ್. Last time, up to the 40th shloka of the 18th chapter was covered. From the 41st shloka, today's Vyakhyana will commence as given by Mahapurushas. ಈ 41ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಿಂದ ಭಗವಂತ ಈ 18ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದ ಉಪಸಂಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಉಪಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. It is almost like once again briefly summarizing what all he had already said in the 2nd chapter and especially 3rd, 5th and 6th chapter of Gita. In the 5th chapter he had mentioned one point. Now again he takes that point about the Varna Dharma and Varna Guna Vibhaga. So the 41st shloka onwards, for the next 2-3 shlokas, he is talking about how our innate swabhava or the natural tendencies, our attributes and qualities are actually formed in this birth based on our previous birth karma phalas. ಈಗ 41ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಿಂದ ಭಗವಂತ ಏನು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇದೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಷಯವೇ. ಸ್ವಭಾವಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ, ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಸ್ವಭಾವ 3 ಗುಣಗಳಿಂದ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. 3 ಗುಣಗಳಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸತ್ವ, ರಜ, ತಮೋ, ಈ 3 ಗುಣಗಳೇ ಸೇರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ. ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು, ಅವರ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್, ಅವರ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸ್ವಭಾವ, ಅವರ್ ನೇಚರ್, ಇನ್ನೇಟ್ ನೇಚರ್, ವಾಟ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅವರ್ instinctive behavior. The way I behave, you will not behave in the same way. The way I think, you will not think in the same way. The way I perform certain karmas, you will not do it. Certain karmas I don't feel like doing at all. Certain karmas you feel like doing. So these differences ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೋಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಅಂತಃಸ್ಫುರಣ ಅಥವಾ ಅಂತಃಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಈ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು? ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆಯವರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟವನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನನ್ನ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಈ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಫಲರೂಪಿಯಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಈ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಅರ್ಜುನ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿನೂ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಆತ ವರ್ತನೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆತನ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮ ಕಾರಣ, ಅದು ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ವರ್ಣಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹಿಂದೆ 5ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಭಗವಂತನ 5000 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಈಗ 2019ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತೀಯವಾದ, ಜನಾಂಗೀಯವಾದ, ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ಯುನಲಿಸಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು people misinterpreting and saying that in Hinduism there is a horrible caste system. So the word caste has been already substituted to Varnas. Yavaga, when the caste factor substituted, Varna went away, nobody knows in the history of India. It is believed by Mahatmas like Swami Vivekananda, ever since the Kali Yuga started, 5,000 years back. Within no time, around 4,000 years back or 3,000 years before, the Varna system was totally demolished, substituted by the caste. Brahmana Varna was considered as a Brahmin caste. Kshatriya Varna was considered Kshatriya clan or the caste. So caste word came into existence. Who coined it? Nobody knows. But the fact, as Swami Vivekananda says, somewhere interpolation happened around 3,000 to 4,000 years before in our country, in our Bharat Desha, in this Aryavrata. So that caste word, when it originated, it alienated people from one group to one group, from one Varna to one Varna. That is Vivekananda in his write-ups. He clearly mentions wonderful logical explanation, scientific explanation. Nobody else can give such an explanation other than Swami Vivekananda. The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, the compiled edition printed by the Mayavati Press long back in the 1930s or 1940s, there all these factors are mentioned. So now we come back to what Lord has said. ಭಗವಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ವಗುಣ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ರಜೋಗುಣ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ತಮೋಗುಣ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಶ್ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಮೊದಲು, if this has to be understood, because it is a very, very vast, confusing topic. If you say one word more, present day generation, intellectuals, rational people or rationalists, educationists, scientists, common man, they all get confused, carried over by the emotions. The summary of what Lord intends is very simple. If you go through the Vyakhyan of Acharya Bhagavad Pada, the commentary of Bhagavad Pada 1200 years before doesn't give you the clarity now in this present juncture. You get more confused. Most of the Mahatmans, they have given explanation based on the original concept given by God himself, Paramatma himself, Lord himself, Krishna Bhagavan himself. But what is happening now, only present day interpolations are there. So, in summary, what is to be remembered, ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಧರ್ಮಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಬಾಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಧರ್ಮದಿಂದ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಮೂರು ಗುಣಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸತ್ವ ರಜ ತಮ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ವವೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಕಾರಣ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದ್ದು, ರಜೋಗುಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತಮೋಗುಣ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗುಂಪಿಗೆ ವೇದಾಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಸತ್ವೋ ರಜಃ. ದಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಫರ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಸತ್ವೋ ರಜಃ. ಸತ್ವೋ ರಜಃ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ predominantly sattva-guna is there in his swabhava, in his nature by birth. Basically he is a God-fearing, basically he is religious, basically he follows all righteous methods. He knows telling lie is wrong, he knows killing a person is wrong, deceiving some person is wrong. So he follows all those edicts without somebody telling. So sattva is more predominant. Raja, the quality, attribute of action, valor, strength, fearlessness, that quality is slightly reduced. He may not be that fearless. He may not be that strong physical. He may not be able to do all physical work very strongly. Sattva is predominant, Raja is less predominant. Tamas, almost nil, but it is there. Tamoguna is there, but mainly Sattva followed by Raja. So such person is referred Sattvo Raja. So when a person with Sattvo Raja is born ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ ಈ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ ಸತ್ವೋ ರಜ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆತನನ್ನು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಕರೀತಾನೆ. ಹಿಸ್ ವರ್ಣ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ. ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ವರ್ಣ ಸತ್ವೋ ರಜ ಸತ್ವಗುಣ ಪ್ರಧಾನ. That is the varna he classifies. Now it is considered as a caste. By birth it is caste. Similarly, Kshatriya varna. What he means, Lord? Kshatriya means, depending on the previous karmas in the previous birth, in this birth, when a person becomes Kshatriya by birth, he is Rajotamaha classification. Vedanta says, a Kshatriya is called Rajotamaha andre. What does it mean? Kshatriyanagi huttಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಆತ ರಜೋತಮಃ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ವೇದಾಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಜೋಗುಣ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ತಮೋಗುಣ ಇದೆ. ತಮೋಗುಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ರೂರತನ, ಸೇಡು, ಸಿಟ್ಟು, ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು, ಆಲಸ್ಯ ಅದೂ ಬಂತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ರಜೋಗುಣ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸು, ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಮೊಂಡು ಹಠ, ವಿಪರೀತವಾದ ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಆಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಮೆರಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಛಲ, ಧೃತಿ, ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸು, ಅದು ರಜೋಗುಣ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರೋದು, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರೋದು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ವೋ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಫ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಸಿ ವಿತ್ ಸಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಜೋ ಪ್ರಧಾನ. Tamas is also there, but Rajo is prominent. That is Kshatriya quality. Rajo, Tama. What about Vaishya Dharma or Vaishya Varna? Vaishya Varna is Tamo Rajaha. That is the classification. Tamas is there, predominant. Here, Tamo Rajaha means this tamas is not alasi. This tamas is purely ajnana. That is the mind desire of worldly pleasures only. All selfish attitude only. Only greed, lobha. Ajnana with lobha and moha is also tamasya. So he is tamo rajaha and very active. He is active with tamo guna. So that is Vaishya guna. See, Vaishya Varna refers to person who is interested in activities for his own welfare first, then the others' welfare. Vaishya Guna andre, Vaishya Varna andre ಏನು? ಸ್ವಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಆದಾಯ ಗಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳಿದವರಿಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ, ಕೃಷಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ವೈಶ್ಯ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆನಿಮಲ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಲೈಕ್ cows and horses, looking after agricultural practices and trade practices. There, naturally, during trade practices, what happens? He has to buy something with a lesser rate and sell it for a higher rate. Natural, because his welfare is important. He cannot sell the same good for the same price he has brought up. So, illi tamorajaha, ಶೂದ್ರ ವರ್ಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಭಗವಂತ, ವೇದಾಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆತ ಕೇವಲ ತಮಃ, ತಮಸ್ಸೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಮೋರಜಃ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ, ತಮೋ ಸತ್ವ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ. ತಮಃ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಮಸ್ಸೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಲೇಜಿನೆಸ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಇನರ್ಟ್ನೆಸ್. ದಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಝೀರೋ. The person who is full of tamas has to follow somebody's order. He cannot work himself. He cannot initiate any work anta. So, service to the others anta ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಶೂದ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಣ. ಶೂದ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಪರಿಚರ್ಯಕ ಕೆಲಸ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯಕನಾಗಿ ನಿಂತುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. The person who is in service of others, that is Shudra. So that is how, again he is now coming back to the same point in the next 3 shlokas. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Lord is starting with the point, basic point. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham andre Vaishya, Shudra, all these Varnas, Parantapa, hey Arjuna, they are formed because Karmani Pradibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Swabhavadinda, by innate nature, controlled by the 3 gunas, Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi, Karmani Pravibhaktani. So, the attributes, the qualities and the actions and the karmas of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are found based on their innate swabhava in this birth. That innate swabhava, their nature is based on again previous birth karmas. Our Gurudev makes very clear in his commentary on this. So, the activities, the karmas, actions performed in the last previous births, they decide the present birth, the varna or the caste of the person. Our Gurudev's beautiful, simple commentary on this. ಹೋದ ಜನ್ಮಗಳ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ವರ್ಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಭಗವಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಹಿಂದೆ 5ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನ್ಮದ ಕಾರಣಗಳು, ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದು ಕಾರಣ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಈಗ ವಿಶದವಾಗಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ವರ್ಣ, ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಜಾತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಮುಂದಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕ. ಶಮೋದಮಸ್ತಪ ಶೌಚಂ ಕ್ಷಾಂತಿರಾರ್ಜವಮೇವ ಚ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಮಾಸ್ತಿಕ್ಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಜಂ. ಶಮಃ ದಮಃ ತಪಃ ಶೌಚಂ ಕ್ಷಾಂತಿಃ ಆರ್ಜವಂ ಏವ ಚ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಆಸ್ತಿಕ್ಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಜಂ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಜಂ, Lord says. That means, second charana, last point. Brahma karma swabhavajam means this is the nature, born nature, innate nature by birth of Brahmana varna, Brahma karma swabhavajam. These are the attributes or the qualities by birth, born as an innate tendency, samskara in Brahmana varna. Yavudu? Which are those qualities? ಶಮಃ ದಮಃ ತಪಃ ಶೌಚಂ ಕ್ಷಾಂತಿಃ ಆರ್ಜವ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಆಸ್ತಿಕ್ಯಂ. These are the qualities. Lord is making the statement. So, shamaha means what? Control, controlling our mind. Very simple word Lord uses. All Mahatmas say, control your mind. That is the most difficult thing in life. Because the mind always controls us. We cannot control the mind. That requires conviction, total surrender, our sadhana, our initial efforts with belief and surrender at the feet of the Guru, and finally the Guru's grace. control of the mind ultimately happens by the Guru's grace. But Lord simply mentions, see, Shamaha, controlling the mind, Damaha, both are almost same words. Shama, Dama, no much difference. The major subtle difference, Shama andre controlling our mind, andre desires under. What is Dama? Controlling our senses, sense organs, eyes, ears, tongue mainly. We talk, we communicate with our tongue or mouth. We listen through the ears. We look through the eyes. So among the 5 senses, these 3 are very important. The skin is there, feeling of the touch. That is for sensual pleasure. But these 3 are more important. We listen. If I listen good things in a satsanga at the feet of a guru, something radiates inside. If I am in a bad company all the time, listening only bad things in my life, in a bad company, I become that only. Seeing is very important. If I always see unwanted things, scenes full of violence, full of quarrel, full of total hatred filled people fighting with each other all the time, my mind also becomes like that. So controlling the mind and bere, controlling senses is different. That is Damaha. So control of the mind, control of the organs, Shaucha means inner purity, real Shaucha. Mental purity is real Shaucha. External purity is also Shaucha, Shaucham. Keeping clean, taking bath regularly, wearing at least clean clothes, maintaining the body temple clean, that is external Shaucha. But the main Shaucha andre, again, mental purity. Shantihi. Shantihi means what? Forgiveness, as our Gurudev mentions. See, our problem is we don't forgive because we never forget. Somebody said something to me, somebody did something to me, somebody deceived, somebody spoke ill of me. Always it remains ಅಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಮರ್ತೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರೋ ನನಗೆ ಬೈದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಮಾನ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, my individuality gets hurt, my pride gets hurt. So I always feel highly dejected, highly restless, and with all the anger, that mind always works against that person who is responsible for my state. See, we never forget. So forgiveness is a quality that's very important, Lord says. Kshantihi, Arjava. Arjava means saralate, to live simple. Again, Arjava, to live truthful life, simple life andre, desirelessness. What is available, I am happy with that. That is Arjava. Talking smoothly, with a friendly manner. That is Arjava. Living with whatever I get happily, Arjava. Saralate, leading a simple life, or even honesty, is Arjava. Jnana Vijnana. So when the 2 words are used, as said earlier, wherever the 2 words the Lord uses here, Jnana andre illi Brahmajnana alla. Jnana means the Vedic knowledge, Upanishad knowledge. Knowledge of Veda ಅಥವಾ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾನ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮೂಲಕ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ is your sadhana striving to get Brahmajnana. So jnana is that knowledge responsible for us to understand first what we are, from where we have come, what happens after death. All this comes under Veda, Vedic knowledge, Upanishad knowledge, adu jnana. Then what is that I am supposed to do now? Being born. What is my goal? So trying to strive for that is vijnana. So jnana mattu vijnana, knowledge of scriptures and also knowledge of Atman, Vijnana, Asthikyam, righteous life, ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಜೀವನ, ಇದು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು. So any quality, all these qualities, if it is there in a person, he belongs to Brahmana Varna. That is what Lord says. Because that is Sattva, Rajaha. Sattva is predominant. Shauryam Tejo Dhrutirdakshyam Yuddhe Chapyapalayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. Kshatriya Varna, Kshatriya clan, Kshatriya caste. Who are called Kshatriyas? What Lord said in the 5th chapter, again he is telling you. What is the basic nature of Kshatriyas? Shaurya, Tejaha, Dhrutihi, Dakshya, Yuddha Chapalya, Yuddhecha Api, Yuddha Chapalya, Yuddhecha Api, Apalayanam. Palayanam ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಡೋಗೋದು. Opposite word is apalayanam ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಡ ಹೋಗದೇ ಇರೋದು. Not running away is apalayanam. Not running away from the war, from the battle against enemies is apalayanam. Yuddhecha apyapalayanam, if you split correctly, yuddhecha api apalayanam. Danam ishvara bhavascha. Charity with ishvara bhava, that as a ruler, you are ruling the people. You are ruling your subjects. You are the emperor. You are the king. You are the ruler. And you look after your subjects and do the charity. Dhanam Ishvara Bhavamcha. Shaurya, bravery, tejas. That brightness means that swiftness. Dhrutihi, courage, dhairya. Darksham, cleverness, yuddhecha api apalayanam, not running away from enemies in the war. So these are the characters of Kshatra Dharma, Kshatra Karma Swabhavajam. Kshatra Varnadavarigu ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥದ್ದು. ಕೃಷಿ ಗೌರಕ್ಷ್ಯ ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯಂ ವೈಶ್ಯ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಜಂ ಪರಿಚರ್ಯಾತ್ಮಕಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಶೂದ್ರಸ್ಯಾಪಿ ಸ್ವಭಾವಜಂ. Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam, Lord says, very pertinent point. Who is predominantly Vaishya Varna? Lord says, predominantly Vaishya Varna. Krishi Gauraksha Vanijyam. 3 things. Agricultural practices, Krishi. Gauraksha, looking after the cows and other animals. Cow is mainly always referred in Vedas, Upanishads during those days up to Dwapara Yuga, because it was referred as a symbol of wealth. Maintaining cows, rearing the cows, looking after cows is one of the ardent duty of all the people in the entire society, especially the first 3 Varnas. And the Shudras have to look after the cows in such a way that they should completely look after, take them, bring them back, wash them, clean them, all those things. So all the 4 Varnas, looking after cow was an important point, so it was considered as a wealth. Illi cow, ಗೋವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೋರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೇದಾಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ, ಸಂಪಾದನೆ, ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯದ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ. ಬರೀ ಲಿಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕೌ. ಗೋರಕ್ಷಣಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ creating and protecting your wealth. Wealth may be in the form of cows or horses, animals. These 2 are important. Up to those days, horse was an important mode for transport and also for cavalry during war and for transport. Cow, important for all the productivity, like your milk, followed by butter, followed by ghee, curds. Even the cow dung was used for various purposes. Cow urine was used for various purposes, Ayurvedic purposes. So all the products are very important. So in that sense it is wealth. Cow and not literally just the animal cow. So Gauraksha Vanijyam, trade practices. Agricultural practices, trade practices, and maintaining, protecting the wealth all come under Swabhava of Vaishyas. Paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. So, Paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasya api Swabhava. Shudrasya api Swabhavajam. What is the natural work condition, nature, inborn nature of a Shudra Varna is Paricharya. To serve others, to serve other people in the society. Service attitude. So the people with service attitude, that is a nature, inborn nature, in that Varna called Shudra Varna. Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Then after explaining these four Varnas or the four castes, next shloka, Lord mentions one common point, general point. Sve sve karmanyabhiratah samsiddhim labate narah swakarma niratah siddhim yatha vidanti tachruno. Sve sve karmanya abhiratah Sve sve karmani abhiratah samsiddhim labate narah. Most important point. Our Gurudev was very fond of this phrase. ಬಹಳ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವಾಗ. ಈ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಚರಣ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುದೇವರು ಅವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸ್ವೇ ಸ್ವೇ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ ಅಭಿರತಃ ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಲಭತೆ ನರಃ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಸಬ್ಟಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. You simply take the outer meaning, we will not understand. Lord is saying, what is the outer meaning? Lord is saying, Sve sve karmani abhiratah samsiddhim labate naraha. Naraha samsiddhim labate. The man, the person gets samsiddhi. The person attains perfection, samsiddhi. Samsiddhi, perfection. What perfection? Ultimately, the perfection in his spiritual efforts. Perfection in his life, leading to Atmajnana antartha. The commentary on the word samsiddhi means ultimately perfection leads to Atmajnana, Brahmajnana. Naraha labate samsiddhi. Which type of person gets the perfection? Ultimately, siddhi, not ordinary siddhi, samsiddhi. Samsiddhi means samyak jnana siddhi. Samyak jnana means atmajnana. Samyak jnana andre brahmajnana. That is why the word here is a specialized word, not ordinary siddhi, samsiddhi. A person gets that samsiddhi when? Yavaga barutte namage? When do we get the perfection? Sve sve karmani abhiratah. First line. ಯಾರು ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಭಾವದಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿಯೇ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಯಾಗತ್ತೆ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ, ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಎರಡನೇ ಚರಣ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮ ನಿರತಂ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಯಥಾ ವಿದಂತಿ ತಚ್ಛೃಣು. ಸ್ವೇ ಸ್ವೇ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಅದೇ ಅರ್ಥ, ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮ ನಿರತಃ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಅದೇ ಅರ್ಥ. ಯಾರು ತನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ತನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅಂಥವನು ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಯಥಾ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ವಿದಂತಿ. ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಮೊದಲು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ, ಎರಡನೇ ಚರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ. ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದೇ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸ್ವೇ ಸ್ವೇ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ ಅಭಿರತ ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಲಭತೆ. ಎರಡನೇ ಚರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮ ನಿರತಃ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಯಥಾವಿದಂತಿ ತಚ್ಛೃಣು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮದಲ್ಲೇ ತೊಡಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಕೇಳು, ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಅರ್ಜುನ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ತಚ್ಛೃಣು. How a person who is devoted to his own duty, a person who performs his karmas, a person who performs his innate karmas very correctly, he moves towards the highest perfection. He ultimately gets the highest perfection. Now listen that. So if you take the outer meaning, it looks as if. So Lord tells in Bhagavad Gita, Svesve karmane avira samsiddhim lavate. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So there is a meaning here. So if I think just like that outer meaning, if I do my work properly, if I do my job properly, I will get ultimately some siddhi, samyak jnana. Is it that much? Then everybody will become a brahmajnana. Everybody who does their work properly will become a brahmajnana. It is not like that. Later he tags on this point. First he tells you, do your duty karmas correctly andre according to the varna, dharma. If you are in a Brahmin varna, your duties are already I have told. Natural, your born duties, born instincts. You do that. You are born in Vaishya, do that. If you are a Kshatriya, do your basic duty correctly. If you are a Shudra, do that duty correctly. Service to the others. Later he says, when you do your duty in your whatever varna you are born, nothing to do with Brahmajnana. You are adhikari for Brahmajnana. Whether you are a Brahmana or Kshatriya or Shudra or Vaishya, you are eligible for Brahmajnana, provided when you do the duty sincerely, without desiring any result, offering everything to God. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಭಗವಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ the basic point he said, do your duty according to the varna correctly. ನಿಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ? That is what he says now. To give one's basic example here itself, we'll elaborate later. See, in Upanishads, there are two examples for this. Lord has not given that in Bhagavad Gita, but he's based, these words, shlokas are based on that. There are two cases, two examples. I will not go into the details of that. One is Dharmavyada, story of Dharmavyada. Dharmavyada is a name given to the butcher community. A butcher, his job is butchering. Katuka, Kannadadalli. He is working in a meat shop. He is born in that clan, in that varna, which is called a Shudra varna. And his job is to always cut the meat and then sell it. So he is referred as Dharmavyada. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಟುಕನಾಗಿ ಕಟುಕ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಂಸದ ಅಂಗಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕ ಮಾಂಸದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ತನಕ ಅವನು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವೇ ಮಾಂಸದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಂಸ ಕತ್ತರಿಸೋದು, ಮಾರೋದು. ಸೊ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದ ಈಸ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆತನ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೂ ಆತನ ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂಬಂಧವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡೋರಿಗೆ ಅವನು ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೀಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲರ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ he was a great brahmajnani. That is a big story that comes in Upanishads, in Bhagavata. Similarly, another example comes in Bhagavata, Upanishad. What is that example? Example of a person called Raikva. Raikva is the name of a person, basically belongs to Vaishya Varna. Trading. See, he is a bullock cart dweller, puller. He always uses his bullock cart to get the materials from one area to another area. ಒಬ್ಬ ಎತ್ತಿನ ಗಾಡಿ ಹೊಡೆಯೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, his name is Raikva, and he was a great Brahmajnani. Normal people never knew. They thought that is an ordinary person. Only few people knew that he is a Brahmajnani. That is how Ultimately, the king, Chitrasena, was told to go and get the Upadesha from that cart puller Raikwa. That's a big story. So, in what varna or caste I am born is not important, ultimately. That Lord says later. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಭಗವಂತ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಂಸಿದ್ಧಿ ತಾನಾಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲಿಸನ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್, ಯತ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ ಭೂತಾನಾಂ ಯೇನ ಸರ್ವಮಿದಂ ತತಂ. ಯತಃ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ ಭೂತಾನಾಂ ಯೇನ ಸರ್ವಮಿದಂ ತತಂ. ಯೇನ, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ, from what source? Primordial source, absolute truth, absolute Parabrahma Vastu, Brahma Padartha, God, Paramatma, all these words. Yena means ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ, ಯಾವ ಭಗವಂತನಿಂದ, ಯಾವ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಂದ, ಯಾವ ಈಶ್ವರ ತತ್ವದಿಂದ, ಏನ ಸರ್ವಮಿದಂ ತತಂ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಬಂದಿದೆಯೋ, all this manifestation has come, the whole creation has come. ಏನ ಸರ್ವಮಿದಂ ತತಂ, ಯಾವ ತತ್ವದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಹುಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯೇ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡವೇ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಚರಾಚರ ಜಗತ್ತು, ಪ್ರಪಂಚ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ, all inanimate, animate things, everything has come from that source. That source, yata pravritti bhutanam, from the same source, pravritti bhutanam, bhutanam pravritti, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ವರ್ಗಗಳು, ಸಸ್ಯ ವರ್ಗಗಳು, ಮರಗಿಡಗಳು, ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ, ಭೂತಾನಾಂ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ, ಯತಃ, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ, ಏನ ಸರ್ವಮಿದಂ ತತಂ, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಆವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯೋ. That means, the first line Lord says, from which source the entire creation has come. All the animals have taken their origin, and the whole world has taken the origin. The whole world is created. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. ಆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪದಾರ್ಥವನ್ನ, ತಮ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ to that source, Lord is telling, the source from which everything has come, if you abhyarchatam, if you devotedly worship and practice continue your prayer and worship in full surrender, tam abhyarcha swakarmana, by performing your duties in a righteous way, your allotted duties righteous way. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ, all your duties are offered to God with that feeling when you conduct your duty. That is the meaning. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha manavaha siddhim vindati. Siddhim vindati manavaha. So the person attains some siddhi, siddhim, brahmajnana, perfection. Point of no return to the next birth. Janmarahitya sthiti, samyak jnana, brahmajnana, siddhim vindati manavaha. So by worshipping sincerely that source, that absolute source, which is responsible for the entire creation, animate, inanimate, whole Brahmanda, the whole universe. If you worship single-handedly and perform your allotted duties correctly, you will attain perfection. You will attain samsiddhi. You will attain Brahmajnana. The Lord says, yata pravritti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. So we have to worship with our allotted duties perfectly without expecting any reward. That is the point. Rider attached always. ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನ ಆರಾಧಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. ಸ್ವಕರ್ಮಾಣಿ ತಮ್ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಚ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. You perform your duty without expecting desired result, offering everything to God without bothering about phala. Do your duty correctly. Same thing. This is karma yoga. Nishkama karma yoga. It is also referred as Naishkarmya Siddhi ultimately. Though you are performing your duties, it comes under Naishkarmya Siddhi. You are actionless ultimately because your desires are not there. See, when you perform your karma without desire, that constitutes actionless state. It is equivalent to akarma. Though you are doing karma, though you are active, it is equivalent to non-active state. What is a non-active state? You know that you are not doing anything. Your body is performing functions diligently, righteously, but you are inert. You are not performing anything. You are very clear in that. Inside you know that you are not the body. You know the body is performing. So that is actionless state or Naishkarmya Siddhi. Lord comes to that point again later. Shreyan swadharmo vigunah paradharmat swanushtitat swabhavaneyatam karma kurvan apnoti kilvisham. This is another point where we sometimes get confusion. If you go the outer meaning. Outer meaning idiyalla ee shloka. Shreyan swadharmo vigunah paradharmat swanushtitat. Paradharmat swanushtitat swadharmaha vigunaha shreyan. That is how we should correctly split it. Paradharmat swanushtitat shreyan swadharmaha vigunaha swadharmaha shreyan. ಸ್ವನುಷ್ಠಿತಾತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಪರಧರ್ಮಾತ್ ಬೇರೆ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನ, ಬೇರೆಯ ವರ್ಣದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ, ನನಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಭಾವದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಏನು ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಭಾವದಿಂದ ಉಂಟಾದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಬೇರೆ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಣದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ವರ್ಣದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಏನಿದು ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರ್ ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ he explains that with examples. Then we'll understand what our Gurudev says here. Shreyan swadharmo vigunah paradharmat swanashpitat. See, you have to perform your own duty allotted, attributed by swabhava. Perform your own duty attributed as swabhava by birth. Though they are inferior, though you don't like it. Perform the duty allotted to you by the innate swabhava as per the varna in this birth, even though you may not like it, though they are inferior. See, this performing your own duty is superior, better than performing the duties of other attributes or varnas which are highly superior in nature. That means you perform what is allotted to you correctly. Don't shift. Don't change. Andre, our Gurudev ultimately says, you cannot perform any karma correctly which is against your innate nature. What is not there by birth in your nature, instinctive behavior, you cannot perform other functions. See, if you are basically sattva pradhana person, you cannot have the valor, you cannot have the dhruti, you cannot have the chala, you cannot have the fearlessness, and take a rifle, become a soldier, and then fight in the border against the enemies. You are not basically endowed because it's Sattva Pradhana. Only if a Rajo Pradhana, you can take a rifle and become a soldier and fight because your inborn nature is fighting. You are not afraid. You are fearless. You don't mind killing, you don't mind getting killed. Absolutely. That is how a soldier behaves. So, a Sattva Pradhana, Brahmana Varna, even if he wants to become a soldier, okay, you can become, but you are not that successful. You are not that successful. So, a person who is not well educated, who cannot understand Sanskrit or their language, even if he wants to come back and study Vedas, learn Sanskrit, it is not possible for him. His mind cannot understand Vedanta, cannot understand interpretation. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಆತ ತನ್ನ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಗದ್ದೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ದೇಶ ಕಾಯೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇದೆ, ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಲ ಇದೆ, ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸಿದೆ. ಒಬ್ರು ಆಜ್ಞೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆ ತರ ನುಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. ಅವನಿಗೆ ನೀನು ವೇದ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ, ವೇದಾಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಣ, ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡ್ಯೂಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಡೂ ಯುವರ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೇಸ್. And our Gurudev beautifully gives example. A doctor basically is interested, instinctive, his birth, Swabhava, he becomes a very good doctor, serving the people. Now, if you shift him to become a CEO of a company as an engineer or a manager on the management side, he may not be a good manager. He cannot be a CEO. He cannot be engineer because he is a doctor by profession. And vice versa, our Gurudev says, an engineer, a management person who can run a company, if you tell him to conduct an operation as a doctor, he cannot do. He may be interested in studying medicine again, but already his line is chosen. He should continue in his line of action. He cannot shift. That is the example our Gurudev used to give always. So that is the point here. Shreyan swadharmo viguna. ಶ್ರೇಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಧರ್ಮೋ ವಿಗುಣ. ಎಷ್ಟೇ ನಮ್ದು ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮ, ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಣದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರ್ಮ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪರಧರ್ಮಾತ್ ಸ್ವನುಷ್ಠಿತಾತ್ ಸ್ವಭಾವನಿಯತಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಕುರ್ವನ್ನಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ಕಿಲ್ಬಿಷಂ. ಸ್ವಭಾವನಿಯತಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಕುರ್ವನ್ ಆಪ್ನೋತಿ ನ ಕಿಲ್ಬಿಷಂ. So when you perform your duties according to your nature allotted correctly, you will never incur any sin. Kilbisham na apnoti. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvan na kilbisham apnoti. If you perform your duty allotted correctly, you will never incur a sin. Lord's statement. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಯತವಾದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ತಪ್ಪಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಯಾವ ತಪ್ಪು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Our Gurudev once, somebody was there here. I was a witness. He was talking on this. Some ladies were there. A couple was there. And the lady was talking to Gurudev about sadhana as a lady, how she can do. Because she is a householder, she is a lady, she is a mother, she is a wife. She has to look after so many things she was talking. Gurudev said beautifully, as a woman, your main job, look after your house correctly. Look after your family correctly. Your bounden duty as Swabhava is, as a mother, look after your children. Till they are educated. Feed them. Till they are educated. Stand on their leg. Look after them. Look after the husband, who is an earning member of the family. Look after your elderly parents-in-law, elderly people, your other people in the family. It is your duty. If you do that, that is enough. If you do that correctly, that is enough. You need not bother. You need not become a sannyasi or do all japa, tapa, meditation as given in injunctions in scriptures. That is for men. You need not do. Simply do your duty correctly with the offering mood to the God. Everything I am doing, God, for your sake. ಸೊ ಈಶ್ವರ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸ್ವಭಾವನೆ ತಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಕುರ್ವನ್ನಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ಕಿಲ್ಬಿಷಂ. ಸಹಜಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಕೌಂತೇಯ ಸದೋಷಮಪಿ ನ ತ್ಯಜೇತ್. ಸರ್ವಾರಂಭಾ ಹಿ ದೋಷೇಣ ಧೂಮೇನಾಗ್ನಿರಿವಾವೃತ. ಧೂಮೇನ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಇವ ಆವೃತಾಃ. ಧೂಮೇನಾಗ್ನಿರಿವಾವೃತಾಃ. ಸರ್ವಾರಂಭಾ ಹಿ ದೋಷೇಣ ಧೂಮೇನ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಇವ ಆವೃತಾಃ. ಲುಕ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ, all karmas, all actions in life, whether you belong to Brahmana Varna, Vaishya Varna, Kshatriya Varna, Shudra Varna, whatever it is, all actions of human beings, sarvarambha hi doshena. All sarvarambha, all your actions, ella karmagalu doshadinda koodide. They are endowed with defects. Sarvarambha hi doshena, just like bhumena agni iva avrataha. Just like the smoke is covered by the fire is covered by the smoke. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೊಗೆ ದಟ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹೊಗೆಯಿಂದ ಆವೃತವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಗ್ನಿ. ಹೊಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಮಗ್ ಬರೀ ಹೊಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಬೆಂಕಿಯನ್ನ ಹೊಗೆ ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಧೂಮೇನ ಇವ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಆವೃತ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಸ್ವಭಾವತಃ ತಮ್ಮ ದೋಷಗಳಿಂದ ಆವೃತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸಹಜಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಕೌಂತೆಯ ಸದೋಷಮಪಿ ನ ತ್ಯಜೇತ್. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ನೀನು ತ್ಯಜಿಸಬಾರದು, ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇದು ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ, ಈ ಕರ್ಮ ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ವಭಾವದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರು. ಯಾವ ಕರ್ಮದಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ದೋಷ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೇಸ್ all actions are defective, but don't give up your allotted actions as per the varna given to you. Do that sincerely. Offering your fruits to the God ultimately comes to that point. So one should not give up one's own duty. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi na tyajet. Don't give up your duty. Sahaja karmas, even though it is defective, sadoshamapi, because all actions are full of defect, full of problems. So next he comes to one basic point which is very difficult for us to follow. In one shloka he says ultimately, asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spruha naishkarma siddhim paramam sanyasena adhigachyati. ಸನ್ಯಾಸೇನ ಅಧಿಗಚ್ಚತಿ ಪರಮಾಂ ನೈಷ್ಕರ್ಮ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್. ಸನ್ಯಾಸೇನ ಅಧಿಗಚ್ಚತಿ ನೈಷ್ಕರ್ಮ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ ಪರಮಾಂ. ಅಧಿಗಚ್ಚತಿ ಪರಮಾಂ ನೈಷ್ಕರ್ಮ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಂ. ನೈಷ್ಕರ್ಮ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತವಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎಂಡೋಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ. ಯು become endowed with samsiddhi. No more actions required, no more efforts are required. You become effortless, you become actionless, you become source of perfection. You attain brahmajnana anta. Yavaga paramam naishkara siddhim adhigachyati, when you develop asakta buddhi, your buddhi, intellect doesn't waver towards desirable objects. You are basically uninterested in any action. Actions are being performed. You are not interested in. ಮೋಹದಿಂದ ಆಸೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಸಕ್ತ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಅನ್ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಲೆಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿ ನೋ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಮಾಡೋದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಡೂ ಯುವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ಲಿ, ಅಸಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಸರ್ವತ್ರ ಜಿತಾತ್ಮ ವಿಗತ ಸ್ಪೃಹ. ವಿಗತ ಸ್ಪೃಹ ಸರ್ವತ್ರ ಜಿತಾತ್ಮ. Conquer your mind, conquer your senses, and become vigata spruha, desireless. You become non-selfish, vigata spruha, desireless. You become unattached, without any expectation, without anxiety, without craving for enjoyment. Control yourself. With that, sannyasena paramam naishkarma siddhim adhigacchati, and give up all your desires. Sannyasa means here giving up your expected desires. Give up. Then naishkarma siddhim adhigacchati, then you enter the state of actionlessness. Andre, when you are non-attached in your karmas, when you are desireless, then you don't expect any fruits of your action, automatically you reach a stage of naishkarma siddhi. You are not performing anything. Then ultimately you get some siddhi, some jnana. That is the basic point. So, Guru Sankalpa, we will stop here. ವಸುದೇವಸುತಂ ದೇವಂ ಕಂಸಚಾಣೂರಮರ್ದನಂ ದೇವಕೀ ಪರಮಾನಂದಂ ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ವಂದೇ ಜಗದ್ಗುರುಂ ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಪರಮಾನಂದಮಾಧವಂ ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತೀಂ